Good morning, Warriors! Back with another episode of Vigor Warriors 2 and the 1% Club. Hope you guys are doing well. This is September 12th, 2022, and hope you guys had a nice weekend. I was able to do one over the weekend, and I'm going to try to do one this morning, and my thinking's bobbing up and down. But hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys that keeping on your purpose, your plan, and continue to strive for excellence and the very best that you can. So I appreciate all the great comments and shout outs to people like Curvy, thank you. Leveling Up, thank you. Storyline, Plums, I think, Ploms, thank you. And Jawad, thank you, Jawad. I appreciate that. And King David had one recently that I want to kind of focus on because it's very interesting. King David was talking about the idea of your voice and that you have masculinity or energy in your voice. And I like that idea, so we're going to talk about that a little bit today. So please go ahead and subscribe, comment, like. Donations are always appreciated and accepted, so thank you guys. I'm going to try to keep making this a better channel the best I can. And I appreciate all the great comments and things that you guys do. And I'm glad you guys are getting benefits from it. I see we're up to 500 and some subscribers, so that's always a good thing and always something to keep note of, to make sure that people are getting something out of this as we're doing it. So King David, nice comment from King David. Shout out to you, my friend. Talking about the idea of your voice. And that's not one of the things that we always talk about when we talk about benefits of semen retention. But one of the things that's important to note is that your voice will get deeper. And I've noticed a big difference in me as I'm talking. You know, even when I'm recording myself and seeing myself in different type of thing, I see myself differently. And I do get a chance to kind of notice that. And so as you go through benefits, and I'm up to 800 and I think it's 20... let's see, almost 30 days. Where are we at? Let's see, 827 or 28, something like that. You do notice a big difference. And the difference really comes in the fact that you're keeping your energy. And so as you create your voice, and you have this Vigor voice, which is kind of one of the reasons why I think King David mentioned it, you really kind of sound like a different person. You sound like you're more in command, and people respond to that. And people will respond to that. Plus the fact that I think the biggest thing is that you gain a lot more confidence in yourself. And as you gain more confidence in yourself, you're going to sound more in control, more in command. And this is something that people want, you know, especially young females. They want someone who is different than all these other guys running around. And it's hard to, it's bad to say that because years ago we used to have a lot more of the commanding men and a lot less of the beta men. But now it looks like in society we're kind of the opposite. And unfortunately, a lot of people are being brainwashed and not understanding how life really is. And for whatever reasons they're doing it, a lot of men are not as strong as they should be. And I think when you look at this, one of the things that's really important is looking at the idea of self-discipline and having self-control and having that power within you. And so as a result of that, there's lots of benefits. We've talked about the benefits of focus. We've talked about the benefits of attraction, which are always huge. I mean, and a lot of it is a combination of things. So certainly as you are going through these benefits, you're inside, you're getting more confidence because you feel stronger. You just feel stronger because you're not wasting all your energy. I mean, it just makes perfect, sense logically. No matter what the doctors say that's healthier and all that kind of stuff, no matter what that is, basically the idea is that you're losing energy. And for what purpose? Now, if you were procreating and you were having a child, that's a whole different type of thing. And I think we've had a few people mention that, those type of things, that they're going to wait until that time, and that's admirable, and that's what I did. So, you have to wait until there's a certain period of time. However, the problem is that you have to avoid all these temptations in society. They're telling you something opposite. And I always argue as I'm getting older to realize that everything is kind of like the opposite viewpoint. What you see is almost like the red and blue matrix. It's like a blue matrix you're looking at. Right? There's a lot of things out there that are just not true that I thought was true a long time ago. And I don't believe that's true any longer. And one of them is about this retention and the idea that you don't need to retain. A lot of people over history don't. The Bible talks about not doing it. But the world, because it's different, and the world wants to be controlled more by all these self-centered types of goals, they're focusing on, getting you tempted, getting you to change who you are, and getting you to lose energy. So if you're losing energy, you're not going to be as confident. And if you're not as confident, people can see that. And they can see that. If you're confident, you're not looking at pictures. Your mind is not focusing on objects as women as objects. You're focusing on them as human beings. And so because of that, now you're going to go ahead and become a lot more of an attractive person, because you can look at a female straight in the eyes. And then your voice, which is what King David was talking about, your voice comes out really very commanding and strong. And your confidence, again, comes from your voice too. People can tell how confident you are based on your voice. And so this is something that's also a very important type of concept to understand, that your energy helps you in a lot of different ways. I think it helps you when it comes to your voice, your energy, your focus. And of course, why wouldn't people be attracted to that? Given the fact you have so much of the opposite around, and opposite type people around, it is something that is really, really attractive. And so this is no wonder. Now you're going to turn some people off, right? Some people are not going to understand it. They're not going to see, how is this person like this? But the thing is, they see who you are. They see the kind of person, something about your energy, your voice, those type of things resonates with them. And you have like a vigor. I call it a vigor. That's why I term the word vigor warriors. You have an energy. You have an energy down deep that comes out, and it can only be kind of done with the person. You can see the person, right? This is why I think that the fruits of the labor are just in the thing. People can't really fake this. I mean, they could try to fake this for a period of time, I suppose. But you could tell the difference between someone who is on a lifestyle plan. And I'm not saying that, everybody is going to, they're going to be perfect. I mean, there was many times I didn't, I released a long time ago. And I may do that one day again. Who knows? It may happen again. But the lifestyle change is what makes a difference. And you could tell a person who has a lifestyle change, I'm saying crazy things about the background here, but you could tell a lifestyle change in a person. And some people just don't look like that confident, masculine type person. And that's what draws people. Now, you're going to get your people who are drawn to the opposite, of course, but you don't want those type of people anyway. And those are the types of people that you shouldn't really concern yourself with. They're gonna kind of go through their own type of situation. And as I talk about with the Bible and the Lord, they're going to have their own consequences for their behaviors. And I pray for them all the time. I pray for people because, I think every person down deep is a good person. But I think a lot of times they're taken over by their own demons. And I've seen that happen over and over and over again in many different type of stories, that people are taken over by their own demons, and they do a lot of things because they've never really kind of had a relationship with the Lord. And if that's number one in your life, well, this other stuff becomes a little bit easier. Now, it's not a guarantee, but it becomes easier because you're able to then connect with something and make this, worth something important. And so that's what's important with it. So going back to King David's comment, the voice is a great thing to look at, because that can separate the difference between people. And as you look at people, some people you can say that, they are definitely different. Something's different about them. Other people, you can't. And that's why you see a lot of people gravitating more to the unknown person and trying to figure this out. And I laugh about this because back in the 60s, it used to be the opposite. You used to kind of have to, search out people that were more beta males. Now, unfortunately, it's really the opposite case because society has decided to go the other way, and media is pushing other types of agendas, and all of a sudden now you have a lot of these type of weaker people. However, I will say with all that, I'm very happy about this MGTOW movement, with men are kind of standing up and basically saying things that for themselves and their own health, and that's good. The retention movement is growing stronger, which is wonderful. I think that's great. Once again, you're finally getting to the point where males are standing up and saying, this is ridiculous. A lot of this stuff is nonsense, and I think that's about time, because we're all human beings, and there's no reason to take out all the past ills or whatever you want to call it, or what some people do, on everybody else. And I think that's kind of the key here. So once again, as you look at this, and once again I shout to King David here, the voice is a good way to tell if a person is retention or not retention, because they will indicate that. The same thing with their glow. We notice a glow as well, some sort of glow from a person who looks different than people who just release all the time. And it really is a stark difference, my friends, because as you look at this, you wouldn't believe the amount of time people, they release all the time, 3, 4, 5 times a day. And of course you're going to be drained out, looking like a zombie after a while doing that kind of stuff. Anybody would. So compared to that, someone who looks like who at least goes on a streak for 9 days or 120 days, all of a sudden looks like Mr. America compared to that kind of stuff, right? And that's just normal. But again, you're given a false bill of goods here when you start thinking, well, this is all good. And I fell for that bill of goods for many, many years, until I realized that that's totally the opposite. And God was always pushing me that way, but I didn't really listen. I was very stubborn, and I didn't listen to that. And I still struggle with the ideas at times in my mind. So I think that you have to kind of continue staying on top of it, and just kind of keep being strong, and being able to focus on what is the better type of the excellence for yourself. Okay. All right. So anyway, just to summarize a little bit. So David, thank you again, King David, for making comment towards us. I appreciate that a great deal. And the thing is that you want to go ahead and continue motivating yourself, realizing how important this is. Don't ever forget that. And we're all here to support each other. So that's the main thing. I don't do this to profit or anything like that. I'm doing this just to kind of throw some ideas out, and as long as I can keep doing it, I'm great. And if it's not on this channel, we'll do another channel. We'll figure out some other things to do. If people decide that they don't want this eventually, we'll do something else. But the idea, guys, is that the main thing is to try to get the idea out that this retention, this self-control, is the essence of a man. And the idea is that you don't want to lose control and lose your, be angry and be upset, be depressed, all these type of things. And the one way you can do that separates us out from animals and things like that is this idea of this retention. The semen retention is key when it comes to that. And as a result of that, that's something that you should really kind of focus on. So whether it's 1 day, whether it's 5 days, whether it's a week, whether it's 30 days, 9 days, 120 days, whether you're going on a year streak, or as one of my friends said, Brahmachari, I'm going into a 12-year streak. Those type of things, they all will help you when it comes to confidence. They will help you when it comes to female attraction, if that's what you really want. Now, once again, that's a two-edged sword, because the key is not to have multiple, females and having, being a player and those kind of stuff and all that kind of stuff, because that's going to hurt you in the long run, because again, you're going to release energy, and you're going to just kind of focus on that the whole time and not focus on a person as a person. And so as you focus on a person as being a person, you're able to just kind of say, okay, I'm going to be able to have one person, and I can focus on my goals and things like that. That's one of the keys, guys, in my opinion, having one person. I've had one wife for 30 some years, almost 30 years. And I think the thing is you want to go ahead and have one person, because it doesn't allow you then to be tempted to all over the place. And I think this is what and I think it was Paul, it was in the New Testament, I can't remember which one it is, I gotta go back and maybe it's even Moses who said that. You don't want to actually go ahead and have multiple partners, because it distracts you away from all the things that you're doing. You want to have one person, and this way you're not going to be distracted, and you're not going to be able to kind of get involved in too many other negative types of things. And as we say this, that's why it's important to focus on controlling yourself and being allowed to focus on your goals, your ideas, and making yourself better. And this person you're with is just part of that. They're a separate entity with that. They're doing their own thing, but they're also helping you achieving your goals and things like that. And if you do that, then you have to worry about all the other kind of stuff and focusing on the other stuff. And once again, you're developing a solid type relationship with that person, not looking at that person as an object or somebody in a picture and things like that. Those type of things are all false and illusions anyway, just to draw you in. All right, so anyway, that's enough for today. Once again, King David, thank you for your comments. I appreciate your insightfulness talking about the voice, and we'll find another one to kind of talk about tomorrow. But guys, until then, God bless you guys. Have a great day, a great Monday, and battle on, my friends. Battle on.